Welcome back to Tobago CSI. We've heard that we now have in excess of 20,000 vehicles on our roads in Tobago, with a road network that has virtually remained unchanged for as long as most of us could remember. We have also heard that between January and June 2015, we had approximately 994 reported road accidents, which averages about 41 accidents per week, some of which have been fatalities. The situation is far from acceptable, as it results in the loss of life and property, usually due to irresponsible behaviors by motorists. Next up on Tobago CSI, we will give you a first-hand view of some of the violations made by motorists and suggest ways in which we can be more responsible as we improve safety and save lives. Sylvester's Auto World to get a first-hand view of how to keep our vehicles safe and roadworthy. The inspection process is an important first step in ensuring roadworthiness of our vehicle. Let's go take a look at a full inspection in progress right now. Good morning, Mr. Sylvester, and welcome to Tobago CSI.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm happy
to
to be here at your inspection site, and would like to go through with you today about how we can ensure that our vehicles are safer on the roads in Tobago. You know, for many of us, one accident is too many, right? So tell me first of all, though, what are your thoughts on the current situation with road traffic accidents?
Well, my thoughts on that is I find Tobago don't really have the amount of accidents like in Trinidad, which is very good. I mean, but every accident is too much, but you know, the percentage is low, and I'm glad for that in Tobago.
All right. Does that signify that people are taking good care of their vehicles and adhering to what the regulations say?
Well, it's a possibility that people, you know, are really adhering to the law a little bit more maybe in Tobago, because the law requires that you do inspection on your P vehicle once it's over 5 years, every 2 years. Okay. You know, so once you have your vehicle inspected, I believe that's the reason why we have less fatalities in Tobago. Right,
and this is an approved inspection site,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Okay, so what kind of flow of people do you see coming in here in terms of the numbers?
Well, sometimes it fluctuates. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. When you find the licensing officers on the road, you find plenty of people come for inspection. When they're not, you find they ease up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm an average female driver, and you know, we just getting our vehicles, we start and we go, right?
Yeah.
Not with much care for what are some of the things that you need to look for and pay attention to in your vehicle. Now, I was able to obtain this very long list of things, and I'm thinking, whoa.
Yeah, well, most of these things you wouldn't really know. You see, there's a reason why you have to come and do inspection. So when you do inspection, this whole list of things, you understand, that you're supposed to run through.
Okay.
A person who now having a vehicle or now owning a vehicle wouldn't know about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a closer look, because for me, I didn't even think all these things are on my vehicle.
Okay.
So could we probably go through the paces? What are the things that you look for and you should pay attention to on your vehicle to ensure that it's safe?
Okay then. Well,
so where do we start first?
First we begin with lights. You start with lights. You know, your park light, your indicator light, your ID light. You know, making sure that everything working. You understand? Your horn, a wiper, a wiper.
Okay, but is there anything special about lights? Because I have a real problem with lights on the road, especially at the night.
Well, you see, some people having these bright lights. Those are illegal. Right. Those are illegal. You're not supposed to have those kind of fluorescent looking lights on your vehicle. Some will be blue and green and all color. That is illegal. Also with your horn, once your vehicle you have a horn that is it have more than one note.
Yeah.
It is a musical horn, and that is also illegal.
So it's just one P.
Yes.
So I can't have no
one
fancy.
note. No, you can't have no fancy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
And you would tell people this when they come to inspection.
Yes.
Are they required to remove it if you say that there's a fault with it?
Well, they will fail inspection if they don't.
Okay.
Okay.
And you don't give nobody no blight, right?
No blight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
inside the vehicle now, you check seat belt. Make sure the seat belt is holding properly.
Right.
You make sure the seat belt. You understand? You check the seats. Make sure they're firm.
Okay.
Especially driver's seat and thing, steering. Well, the brakes and those things we'll check later on.
All right.
Right?
Yes.
So from here we could go below and check and see exactly what kind of condition the vehicle is below.
Is there now any requirement for the rear seat belts?
The rear seat, no, there's no requirement for the rear seat belts. Only the both front. Yeah.
All right. So we're going below now.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what it looks like under here.
Yes, this is underneath the vehicle. No, the first thing we check when we come underneath, we check the whole cradle system, the cradle arm system.
And what's the cradle arm? This thing here?
Yeah, this whole arm, that whole wheel. Because there are some bushings here that go bad. And also there's this stabilizer bar that the rubbers, you realize how this rubber looking? This rubber look like it start to go, it ain't gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So it should. I'm seeing something dripping there.
Right, you see? And all of that. When you have oil leaks, that is a failure. Oil leaks and water leaks. You see? You see why?
Okay. So
see?
nothing should be dripping
No,
underneath here?
nothing should be dripping. The only thing should be dripping here is air conditioned water if you have one air condition.
Okay, so that's fine.
Yeah, and
Okay, so yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, is a possibility when you see something dripping? It's either oil, air conditioned water, or water from your radiator. And I've seen something looking green, so that look like his.
That look like radiator.
Like his radiator water leaking. He have a leak somewhere, and you see how important the inspection is. He doesn't even know that he has a water leak.
And you say how often you should have this checked?
Every 2 years. That is required by law.
Okay. All right. So the cradle arm.
Yeah, the cradle arm. You check it. Well, the whole front system with the rack and pinion, dealing with the steering, everything, the exhaust system, the whole thing, the transmission. You understand? The whole drivetrain coming back to the differential.
Right, so the differential. So I don't have a clue what you're talking about. So I'm hoping people who are drivers and so on know that this thing here is called a differential.
Right. You understand? So we're checking to see this is the shock. Making sure that there are no leaks and things. Make sure the spring and some of these fellows were dropping down the vehicle low. Very low. No, if your vehicle cannot come over the pit, that's a failure. That's a failure.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So you're looking to make sure that if there are any leaks, then that's a problem.
Yeah. Because you're watching. This is the backing plate of the brake system.
Yeah.
That is the backing plate there now. Now we find if brake fluid leaking, oil leaking, you'll see a residue in the backing plate there, and now you're not seeing none. So this one is okay.
Okay.
Right. So all of that is dealing with safety, because if oil on your brakes, you cannot have efficient brakes.
All right. So it means the tendency if you mash,
yes,
the car will skid.
Yes. Or you wouldn't get proper brakes at all.
Okay.
You wouldn't get proper brakes. The brakes wouldn't hold properly.
All right. So this is something very important.
Very, very important. Okay.
What else we need to know?
Yeah. All these bushings on this we call this is a dog bone. They call this a dog bone. Right?
Okay.
If you watch it, it's good in shape.
Like a dog.
Like a dog, yes. All these bushing, they need to be in order because that does help stabilize the vehicle on the road. You understand? Yeah.
Do you find people making any modifications to these things that compromising safety?
Not really. Not really. People tend to look to put back everything original unless it's in general. Some of these young fellas want to put in the SR and the whatnot. The modification is them mostly from the engine, from the engineer, the power. Right? So we could go back upstairs.
Go back up now?
Yeah. And next thing is very important is the tires.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah. Very important in the tire because sometimes when you watch the tire from outside, you don't realize that sometimes you're seeing wire on the inside. And some people just change around the tire when they come for inspection, figuring that you wouldn't see it. But when you come below here, you could see the tire.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. So you see the tires, all of them looking okay.
So these are okay?
Yeah, these are okay.
Okay, so let's head back up. Okay, so I've seen below a vehicle. So in this case, except for the leaks that you would then, what do you do from here? You found that there is a problem. What's the next step?
Well, the next step from there is that this person wouldn't be getting an inspection certificate. They'll be getting a checklist with the defect written on the back of it.
Right.
So they have to go and fix that, come back within 6 weeks. If you don't come back within 6 weeks, you'll have to pay again.
And how much does it cost to have an inspection?
It's cheap, only $165.
Oh, okay. Not that bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, so, but if the 6 weeks expires,
yes,
then
you have to pay again. So you have 6 weeks in which to rectify the problem and come back for us to verify it, and then you'll have your inspection certificate and your sticker.
Okay, all right, that's great. So just your final words in terms of what would you advise motorists to do in relation to their vehicles, the care of it, and ensuring that it is safe so that we can reduce road accidents?
Okay, well, first to begin with, it is law that you do inspection in your vehicle. Once your vehicle is over 5 years, you have a P vehicle, it's over 5 years, you need to do inspection. Right. You understand? Doing your inspection, that make everything much safer for you and for me on the road. You understand? It narrows down the fatalities on the road. Okay?
All right, great. Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Sylvester. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure here too.
And I'll be sure to make sure my vehicle comes by.
All right then. All right. Yeah, take care.
Well, you've seen it here on Tobago CSI. Despite all the warnings, persons are still driving under the influence. Our police officers are diligent in their duty though, as they enforce the laws and educate the public. Hats off to them. But that's not all. Continue viewing as we take it to the streets once again, this time with Officer Patrick of the Licensing Division.
Insurance of the vehicle and your driver's permit.
Welcome, Mr. Patrick, to Tobago CSI. Now, I know you are well known in Tobago, so tell us maybe your full name and what position you hold. What do you do at the license office?
My name is Keith Patrick, and I am a motor vehicle officer 2 attached to licensing office Tobago.
Okay, and what does a motor vehicle officer 2 do? What you're responsible for?
As a motor vehicle officer 2, I am responsible for going out on the highways and on the roads and checking vehicles to make sure that they are roadworthy and they stay within the laws.
Okay, good. So you're the right person. Chapter 4850.
Which is the laws that govern motor vehicles on the roads.
Okay, so you're the right person we're talking to. So tell us, what are the things that you've been observing on the road that put motorists and pedestrians at risk?
Most of all, I observe that the speed that the motorists travel with is very great and above the speed limit.
Okay. Well, you know we have a lot of fast cars. Oh.
Yeah, but the people in Tobago have to remember that the speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
And anytime they go above that, they commit an offense.
Okay. And what's the charge for that offense?
Charge for that offense is, I think it's 1,000. It's a ticketable offense.
Okay, it's a ticketable
Saturday
offense.
collected.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. What are the things that you observe on motor vehicles that tend to put people at risk?
Unauthorized lights,
Right. Okay.
which are lights that are being placed on vehicles that does not come with the vehicle.
Okay. So people
That is not
change
allowed to
the
be
lights.
used on the vehicle. Some people